Are you sick of losing sales because people tell you I can't afford it? I'm Amy Walker and I help entrepreneurs be able to grow their business while maintaining balance at home. And today we are deconstructing the I can't afford it sales objection. I'm going to tell you exactly what to say. So if you stay until the end, you will have a proven, tested script that you can use to overcome that common and annoying sales objection. For all the tips you need to grow your business and maintain life balance, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified when new videos come out every Tuesday. Nothing is more frustrating than getting to the end of the sales conversation and you can tell that they want it and they're excited and you're excited, and all of a sudden the numbers come out and they tell you, I just can't afford it. I've been there, we've all been there, but it doesn't have to stop you. So we're going to deconstruct today what is actually going on behind that money objection and how can you move past it in order to be able to help people get what they actually need and want. And you get to close the deal. Today I'm giving you 5 tips to help you sail through that objection, but I have a lot more tips I want to give you, and I have written them all in my brand new book. It's called the I'm Not a Salesperson Sales Book, and if you watch until the end, I'm going to actually share with you how you can get that book for free and why you want it. All right, let's be honest. How often does the I can't afford it sales objection show up for you? Is it rarely, sometimes, or frequently? Go ahead and put that in the comments. We can commiserate together. Let's jump into our tips. Tip number 1 is qualify your leads. If you are spending time and energy talking with people who truly cannot afford your services, you're not going to close them. And you will take all of that time and energy that you should be spending with prospects who are closable, and you will spend them with people who you cannot close. So you've got to get in the habit of qualifying your leads. Set out a list of what an ideal client looks like for you. You know, for me, there's a certain budget that they have to have. There's a certain level of commitment to growth that they have to have. And there's also a certain amount of time that they're willing to put into their education that they have to have. If they don't have those things, if those 3 qualifiers are not met, they are an unqualified prospect for me, and I don't need to be spending my time trying to close someone who can't purchase on a deal that they can't afford. It's discouraging for them, it's discouraging for you. Tip number 2, we got to get behind why that objection is coming up, and I'm going to read you a little bit from the digital copy of the I'm Not a Salesperson Sales Book. Stories are expensive and you can't afford to buy them. Write that down. There are 3 reasons money might be an issue. Number 1, they're not financially qualified for your services, meaning they truly cannot afford to work with you, and financing your product or service would be irresponsible for them. Don't sell to those people. Pre-qualify, figure out who they are. Number 2, they can pay you if you will find appropriate financing options. Create a finance schedule that works for them. Number 3, they're a budgeter. They actually have the money, but it hadn't been allocated for this purpose and would have to go back through the budget again to make some changes. So those are the 3 types of situations that you're going to be dealing with, and you do need to understand which one it is, because that's going to help you determine how you're going to move the conversation forward. Third thing to understand is that discounts don't help. Okay? Discounts don't help. And I really, really, really want you to stop discounting when people tell you I can't afford it. Because here's what's happening. What you're doing is you're taking those unqualified number 1 type prospects and you're trying to elevate them into someone who's qualified. But they're not your ideal client. So even if you give them a first-time discount, the reality is they're not going to be able to go forward with you over the long haul. You got to let them go. They're not your ideal client. Second is you got 2 groups of people. You have the ones who could do it with the right payment arrangements, and you have the ones who can do it, but they hadn't thought of it. You haven't shown them enough value yet for them to feel like it's worth moving the money from places that they had planned on having it into this new place. They're just not quite convinced enough to make that decision. Both of those people can pay your rate. Okay, there's only one group of people who can't pay your rate. So it's not the discount that gets them to say yes. What happens is the discount pushes them over the fence, and then they say yes when they would have been willing to pay your full price given the right context. So you're the one who loses. It's not that you just helped them win, it's that you lost. You could have overcome that objection using the scripting I'm about to give you if you would have just done it. So I'm about to give you the scripting, use it. All right, here is the financial objection script from chapter 7 in the I'm Not a Salesperson sales book. Here it goes. So it sounds like money's a concern. May I ask you a question? If the money wasn't an issue and we could figure out financing, do you feel like this is the right option for you? That's it. So simple. I'll say it one more time so you can write it down. Or you can download the book and you'll have this plus other scripts for free. So it sounds like money is the concern. May I ask you a question? If the money wasn't an issue and we could figure out financing, do you feel like this is the right option for you? Easy, easy breezy. Now, if they say yes, here's what you're going to move on to. Well, I would hate if money was the only thing that stopped you from getting, and then remind them of the thing that they want. Do I have permission to brainstorm with you and see if we can find a way to make this work? I'll read it again. Well, I would hate if money was the only thing that stopped you from getting your business on track, or I would hate if money was the only thing that stopped you from reaching your health and wellness goals. Do I have permission to brainstorm with you and see if we can find a way to make this work? Easy, easy, easy. All right, let's go into our last tip, which is questions that you can use to help prime the pump. So once we go into this information section where we're trying to brainstorm with them, we're trying to get information that will help them be able to say yes, sometimes the challenge becomes that we try to step in and solve the problem for them, when really what we want to be doing is jogging their thinking to get them thinking in a solution-minded way. Because up until now, they've been thinking in an obstacle problem type of a way, and we want to get them into their problem-solving mode. So questions are one of the best way to do that. So here's some of my favorite questions. Again, chapter 7, the I'm Not a Salesperson sales book. If you were going to purchase today, what ideas do you have for how you could get started? Let them brainstorm. If you were going to purchase today, what ideas do you have for how you could get started? Second question, when you've purchased similar programs in the past, how did you finance them? Third question, would it be helpful if we discussed financing options? And then, obviously you have to have financing options to use that one. Some people don't. Third, do you have any areas that you're currently spending on that would be replaced by this product or service? Meaning, can we reallocate funds? Now, these are some great tips that I've given you, but I do also want you to understand that there are a certain percentage of people who tell you they can't afford it because it seems like a good excuse that gets them off the hook. If I can't afford it, of course we don't have to continue talking about it. When in reality, there's something else going on. It could be that they lack the confidence to know that they're actually going to be successful in this program. It could be that they're afraid. It could be that they have a hard time valuing themselves enough to spend money on themselves. It could be that they have a spouse that's going to be concerned, or that they don't really buy into everything you're telling them and they want to go home and research and do some behind the scenes investigation. There could be a lot of reasons, but we as a society tend to be quick to throw out, I can't afford it, because we know the salesperson will be like, okay, it's a good excuse. It sounds like a great excuse. So what will happen is, as you're going through these questions, if there's something else that's stopping them, it'll come up. For example, if you say, if we were to set the money aside, does this feel right for you? And they say, well, I probably need to talk to my husband first. Great. What do you think your husband will say? And then you go into the next objection script and then into the next objection script. So I'm teaching you today about one objection script. Really, there are multiples that you need, and there's a process that you follow when you overcome every single sales objection. So this is an area to study in your business. This is an area that when you dive into it, it's going to give you so much more confidence in having these sales conversations. All right, there you have it. I hope that you never lose a sale to I can't afford it again. So I mentioned at the beginning that my brand new book is out, the I'm Not a Salesperson sales book. And this book is full of scripts and how-tos and specific strategies that you can use to increase your sales skill set, your sales mindset, and also increase your sales activity. And when those three things are working together, I feel like that's the magic formula for where sales works the best. I wrote this book because I was terrible at sales when I first got started. Like legit, made my armpits sweaty, I felt nauseous, and I didn't close deals. I would talk to a lot of people and come home with empty pockets. But I learned and I didn't give up. And so I truly believe that anybody can sell like a natural, even if you're not naturally a salesperson. So I hope that you'll go and download it. Go to www.salesaремything.com. You can get the free ebook. It's under 100 pages. It is an easy, highly usable read. So go get it, start reading, start closing more deals today. Also, if you want to join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs, be able to get some behind the scenes on the go video and ask questions and get feedback from me, I'd love to have you in my private Facebook group, the CEO Spot. So go ahead, click in the description. You can get that link and head over and join us today. So was this video helpful for you? If so, I would love to hear from you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I am so excited to break 1,000 subscribers. And right now, as I'm filming this, we're in the 500 range. So please subscribe, share with your friends that are entrepreneurs, small business owners, network marketers. We got a lot of great content here. And like that, push that like button and leave me a comment. If you do those three things, I'll be super happy. Make sure that you get the book. And thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you guys.